story?
Huh?
You gonna tell your story?
Yeah.
Okay.
I read like dinosaurs. Like read dinosaurs. Like that, like red.
My daughter got really, really sick, and they didn't know what it was or what caused her to get like that. I thought she was having like a stroke or a seizure, and she was in the hospital for about a week, ICU. And when I took her to her follow-up when she got out the hospital, he was due for a 2-year checkup. And then his levels were like extremely high. So then I took him to get an intravenous test, and it was still high. And then that's just where everything, I contacted the health department and explained to them that he tested positive, and they tested my home, and it was just, lead was everywhere. 13.7 when we started.
And this is for your daughter? Or?
This is for him.
Okay.
They said she had lead in her system, but it wasn't dangerously high, so I don't know what that means.
Okay.
I still don't know what happened to her, like what got her to that point. But it was like 13.7 or 14.3 or something like that. Then when they did the intravenous, it was like half of that.
Okay.
So it was still like extremely high. His teeth and everything got soft and broke off. Top 4 teeth got like replaced because the enamel was so soft from the lead that his teeth was just like weak. So he's in DART and all the programs that just track his developmental, and so far, of course, you can see he talks like a. So they don't have any like major concerns, but I don't know if that'll affect them in the future. But he seems to be okay. Once they got diagnosed, I contacted the health department and I explained to them, and they came out and did like a surface check, like for like chip paint or anything. And then they took cultures and they sent them out. And once they got the numbers back, they contacted me. And then I contacted my landlord, and he had like, I think 30 days to do repairs. Because there was like some things that were in red and some were in yellow. So the red things needed to be fixed immediately. And he was supposed to fix them with us out the house, which he refused. So then you guys got me a hotel for like a month, and he still didn't fix it. So then they stopped paying him, and eventually he might have just got done fixing it in August. On top of like the lead, he like, I guess it was just too much for him, so he decided to tell me he was selling his house. So I actually have a pending eviction, which is what's keeping me at a moment from moving forward, because everybody would see that and be like, well, what's the story behind this eviction? And then when they would call him, he wouldn't answer. So once we used our time up at the hotel, we ended up back at the house. And he did end up fixing things while we were home, which made it dangerous. But
So how did it affect you as a mom?
Terrifying. Like guilt, like should I still be in this house? Where do I go? Like, you know, you guys provided me with a vacuum and mops and rags and different cleaning solutions, but I'm still like a mess because I'm still in the house, unfortunately. I don't know if they maybe should try to come up with like a plan for people who go through this, where they have somewhere to go that is safe. But there's so many gray areas that a lot of people don't know what to do. Like I have a friend, she just called this morning. Her daughter just got tested positive for lead. So she instantly called me, and I told her I would refer her to you guys. But it's just like, I can't even, I mean, I'm not one to like diagnose myself or like bring things on. But I will say like stress and anxiety have been extreme, just because like, as a mom, it's like, what am I supposed to do, you know? Had I not met you guys, he probably would have been more affected, because we would have been there when it was just like full of lead. Because we're talking about numbers like in the thousands. So, and then moving forward with the eviction, I have been to court once in person, once virtually. And it's like, he's like, I'm just selling my home. She needs to get out. So it's like my story versus his story. So like at this point, how does he get away with that? Like, you know, like he's never like said, I'm sorry. Like nothing. It's just a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of not eating. I've been trying to find a job. So I'm kind of like, you know, I'm taking like classes now for like early childhood education and stuff like that. Because I'm really questioning myself now as a parent. Like, how long has the lead been in here? You know, how is everyone else sick? Is everyone else okay? That I have lead poisoning? You know, so I feel like there's no safe place for women and children unless it's like domestic related. Like nobody thinks outside of that box, you know. Because I've reached out to public housing, I've reached out to different places, and it's like, you know, everyone's just like, well, what do you mean? Like, you know, so they don't really have nothing set up. And I'm sure, like, it was even on the news. Like, so I'm sure there's other mothers that are going through it and they just don't know what to do or who to call or what to, like, right now I just don't know my rights. Like, I don't know, you know, at one point I was like paranoid, like, is he able to just come put a note on the door and throw him? Because he's posted things on my door, but then I'm like, is he able to just throw me out? Because it was like I would have 30 days, then 30 more days. And so now we're in the end of October and I'm still in this house.
Mom.
Not by choice, but it's the process. Get your crayon.
Have you found anybody else in the neighborhood who might be dealing with similar issues?
I went to talk to one girl. She had 3 girls. She had an apartment in McKeesport, and she moved into a house. She was financially able to move into, I think, a 4 or 5 bedroom house, and it just worked out for her. Like, she was able to just leave. She left everything there, and she just moved on. I think she works at the hospital. So she was able to just, like, up and go. But I want to say her child had to get medicine because the lead was that high.
Gotcha.
What do you want to watch? Oh, they don't make lead paint anymore. Or was your kids eating paint? Or, you know, you need to watch your kids. Or, you know, you're exaggerating. The state has, like, they get paid if they say so many people are tested positive. I'm like, no, I'm not exaggerating. Like, this is real. Oh, no, we've lived up here for years. There's no lead in this, or everybody would be sick. So there's a lot of, like, opinions where you're like, my children are sick. Like, this is not a joke. I have proof. I have blood work. I have, you know, documents. I have a big yellow folder just filled with reports and what tested positive. Once the health department did their inspection and they put him in like a bracket, so he had so much time to complete his work, or if he was to say, I'm working towards it, they would give him extensions until he completed it, which were like fair. That's awful. I'm not like a fancy smancy where I gotta have like a brand new house or newly renovated, but I mean, I had no idea what I was getting into moving in there. I had no idea. There was no way that house should have ever passed for anyone to move in there. Section 8 or not.